This is just me to answer any questions that I can. So, first and foremost, we're not a part of Lumen Dynamics. We have nothing to do with Lumen Dynamics. We are a small mom and pop welding business in Tucson right now. We've been there for 23 years. We live in St. David, and we're just wanting to move the business out of Tucson, move it closer to home for us, hoping to be in a more rural community. Yep.
I think most people are okay with you guys coming in, but we're worried about the fact that it's gonna be zoned, and God forbid, if you ever go out of business, you've now opened up a Pandora's box for another Rezoning Dynamics to come in. That's what the townspeople are worried about.
Totally understand. And I know what's been said is, well, why not just get like a conditional use permit? And I can tell you right now, as a business owner, I would never agree to buy this property, invest the capital investment I'm going to build a building on a conditional use permit. Because a permit is just the city saying, yes, you have permission, but we can take it away. So I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, well, the townspeople want a little insurance.
I know, and I'll address that more.
Yeah.
So if you live in St. David, why don't you put your business there?
Because St. David, first off, Benson has more people here to actually do that. This property, when we looked at, the reason we didn't is, our first thing, and we've been looking for several years, we weren't aggressive looking, we considered the idea, we just recently got aggressive about finding something. The first thing was, where's industrial land? We were light industrial in Tucson, so there's no industrial in St. David. We looked around, we actually weren't even planning to be in the city. We were looking in the county, actually. This property came up, and we thought it was a good fit. We are light industrial in Tucson. We're light industrial in every other municipality. We looked at this property, it was already light industrial, so that's why we moved forward with it. During that process, I read the zoning regulations and learned specifically metal fabrication was in heavy industrial, which is very odd. That's not normal for most municipalities. So the city said, you'll be fine, you can move forward with I-1, and I said, well, I'm not comfortable doing that. I want to make sure that I'm in full compliance. So we opted to go for the rezoning to heavy industrial. We do not do heavy industrial things. We, like I said, in Tucson, we're not into heavy industrial zoning. This is a technicality to comply with City of Benson's regulations. So that said, it's very odd to have 6 acres of heavy industrial. If you look at most places that have heavy industrial, they're much bigger parcels. So I understand, my wife had the same concern as all of you do about, what if we were to sell someday, now you've opened it up to other people. I completely understand that. The issue is, quite frankly, the heavy industrial at 6 acres, I don't know if there's really a buyer down the road for something that small. Because most heavy industry is much bigger and would require a bigger parcel. My personal opinion. So, that being said, we obviously want to move our business here. I think that we would be a great addition to the community, and I think anyone that knows us, even at a personal level, would agree with that. I can't control the future, obviously, and I wouldn't be putting this kind of money into a business and a building if I didn't think it was for the long term. But yeah, no one has a crystal ball. No one knows what the future holds.
Okay, so aside from the conditional use permit, do you have any aversion to a reversion clause so that when you left or if anything happened, God forbid, like Kenny said, we want you here. If anything happened, you sold the business or anything, the zoning would revert to commercial. It's just a reversion clause. It has nothing to do with controlling your business or having any power over it.
Back to I-1,
there is an Arizona law that allows that.
I'm not familiar with that, but I would be open to that if that's even a possibility. Obviously we'd have to explore the city, but if it was ordered back to I-1, yes, which is currently zoned.
It's zoned commercial right now.
No, it's zoned actually I-1.
Oh, that's what they told
The
me.
general development plan labeled it commercial 20 years ago, erroneously.
So it should be
clarify
I-1.
further, we rezoned once from I-1 to I-2. That already went through, P&Z approved it.
Yeah.
There was an error found that the general development plan had labeled this property commercial. So we're not really changing the zoning. We're still I-1, I-2. We're basically changing the general development plan to get the
Yeah,
commercial
that's-
off
they
of
just
it that was put on there
revised it.
20 years ago erroneously,
Okay.
and then go from I1 I2. So nothing is different than what has already been done. We're having to do this process all over again because of an error on the city. So,
Yeah, I just don't understand why I guess they're very bad planning, but all this heavy industrial seems to be close to, it's like a belt. You know what I'm saying, as far as if you look at it on a map, why is it so close to population centers? You know?
you would have to ask the city.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, I'm not saying it's your fault, but it's just, you would think they'd have it out, especially since they annexed out to Parsons Taverns, they'd have it clear out in the middle of nowhere, you know?
That goes into the general development plan, and
Yeah.
citizens need to be involved in that.
Very poor planning.
So you say you're buying 6 acres. Do you know who owns the properties next to you?
I do.
Can you tell me who they are?
So there's a wash and there's Lions Park. There's other industrial across the street, which is vacant. There's the DirecTV satellites across the street. Delphoa, the Dillon's Corral is to the west of us. And then to the south is the tree trap.
But they're all regular business though, right?
No, they're all industrial as well. The general development plan erroneously shows that they're commercial.
So that whole area is gonna be an industrial
It
park.
always has been industrial.
So that was my worry of it being zoned heavy and being left that way in case anything happened. It's right next to Lions Park, it's right next to the new ball fields. That's my concern. The new water park, yeah, the splash pad, all that.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean,
That's why the reversion clause, I think, is the best.
and
bet.
I think this is a conversation that needs to be had with the city and not with
Oh,
me,
of course,
because
of
this
course.
is not, I mean. have
Well,
no
I want
control
your
over
thoughts
this.
on it, I
I have
have,
no control over any of those things.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Obviously, I know that everyone here doesn't have a concern with us.
No,
But obviously,
no.
we can't help but feel like it's like.
no,
it's-
not at all, not at all.
So the question I have, when I walk down that particular road, and since they've been doing the upgrading to the city park that's now west of the Arroyo, there's this large cleared piece of property. Is this the 6 acres that you've had cleared or somebody's had cleared so that this is what I'm looking at? I'm just wondering, who owns from where the ending, the clearing goes to the fence of Tholo's? There's, seems to be some.
Dola owns a vacant lot between, so he owns the Dillon's Corral, and then he
Yes.
owns the vacant lot, and then there's the 6 acres.
Then there would be the 6 acres, thank you.
And the 6 acres was cleared because they did a deal with the city to get the soil, the dirt off of that ground, they took and used for the parking
Okay.
expansion. So that's why it's graded.
Thank you.
So I would like to point out, if no one has actually been in this area, as soon as you hit Ocotillo and head that direction towards I-10, it's all business. There is no residential housing there
That's right.
at all,
Mm.
okay?
That's right.
My concern was that because they were making the improvements to the park, what about, was that gonna become a primary point of access for the park? No. Your primary access will be as it's always been. This is a separate way to get to that new upgrade, but it does not, the two parks are not connected. It's still a path that you have to traverse. So, because I wanted to make sure that there wasn't gonna be a concern with traffic. We don't have a lot of traffic for our business. I mean, we do have semis that come and go, but it's like
Yeah, we have
once a
semis,
week.
we have semis deliver, yeah, basically we have one outgoing semi a week and then like maybe 2 or 3 coming in a week. So it's not traffic at all. Obviously, it's in employee traffic coming to and from work, so there's no traffic impact at all. Definitely not a concern like you know, so.
You know, I don't think anybody has any problem with you guys going forward. We're just worried about what this town's gonna do with this. I mean, the stuff they did with ADI is very underhanded. And they're allowing them to pretty much control the narrative. I mean, they provide their own numbers, they're self-reporting. Where's the honesty there? you
Well,
know?
and unfortunately, citizens lack of involvement, which I'm guilty of as well.
Well, nobody do.
But those bureaucracies happen because we are not involved. And the thing is that ADQ's regulation is the same across the board with every business in Arizona. ADI is not doing something shady, ADI is doing what they have to do, which is the same as every other business. I disagree with it completely, that there is no
Well,
watchdog,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, we have the government we've elected. That's the reality. So if we don't like it, we should do something about that.
Well, we're thinking about it.
Can you describe a little bit about the program you have at the high school?
So we don't have any program.
Oh.
There's nothing there. We bring in a lot of younger guys that have never been in this trade, and we teach them. It's an unofficial apprenticeship program. We've actually just found the most benefit to actually training guys up. We would like to, once we get our feet kind of
Yeah.
settled here, is actually do some work with, and I had a conversation with them a while ago, but it's, I don't wanna make any promises that there's some program set up or anything.
Oh,
It's not.
I assumed there was.
It's not that at all.
From what I heard.
My intention is to get with Cochise College and try and recruit some kids from that program and set up some sort of a apprenticeship.
I was hoping
infrastructure.
you'd set up at the high school.
Yes, I know with the high school.
So
yeah.
I've actually done some teaching at St. David High School in the welding program. We likely will do something like that, but there again, I don't want people to think that that's happening and that's all the balls in motion. It's something I desire. We have 5 children. I'm real big on teaching actual real life skills. So I would love to train guys up. That's the intent.
Yeah.
But by no means do I want to make some promise that that's what's happening.
Oh.
So
Thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah.
So just giving me a little bit more of a background and how many employees do you have, the type of hours that you would have in operations, and then, let's see, operations, what's some of the products that you've manufactured? You're obviously in the fabrication of some type.
Correct.
You probably have small projects that may range to something that has to be hauled out with an 18-wheeler. So just give me a little bit of background of
Sure.
what you all do, okay?
Yeah, so we're a general metal fabricator. Our customers are almost exclusively municipalities. So city, state, and federal government entities. We've done work for Corps of Engineers, we've done work for Bureau of Land Management, we've done work for DOD. Most of our work is pole line hardware, so things you'd see on a power pole. All the brackets and stuff you would see on a power pole, that's our mainstay. We do a lot of that for our biggest customers, Los Angeles Department of Water and Power.
Wow.
So we build thousands of parts. We have 8,000 piece orders on some stuff, so it's a lot of volume production.
How many people do you employ?
We have 5 currently. We are short-staffed. I would like kind of a sweet spot. We want to be 10 to 12 here. We're a domestic manufacturer. We're one of the few domestic manufacturers. We only really have one other competitor that's domestic in this space. We're real big on Buy America, Build America. Part of the intent of this is obviously we see a change at a federal level, so we see an opportunity for more jobs to come back onshore again. We're starting to see already some interest in more things being produced locally here. So part of this is to build and anticipate growth. Speculating that we'll have some more opportunity for domestic product.
Well, you got my vote.
Well, thanks. Back to
No,
yours.
they answered it.
No,
Hours of
number of
operation.
hours.
So right now, we work 4/10s in Tucson, we have for years. So Monday through Thursday, 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. We've talked about, and this wouldn't be immediately, we've talked about doing a swing shift or a split shift. The biggest reason is if we were to get some college kids.
And grow, yeah, you gotta grow.
Well, not even so much that, because I think that we can do, the bigger advantage is with college kids, you can do a swing shift where they can come work part-time in the morning and work with a team of guys, and then you split shift it where you guys get guys in the evening as well. So it gives some flexibility in that regard. That being said, I don't think we would ever get away from 4 days a week. But if we did a second shift, it would obviously be then, 4/10s with 4/10s, so you'd overlap into Friday. But essentially weekends, I don't like having the shop open on weekends. So, because when the shop's open, my mind's on, and I like to turn my mind off on the weekends. So.
Would your access to this property be on that paved road across from the direct,
It is, it's on direct way.
So
Direct way.
so your only access and entrance would be off of direct way?
That's correct.
Thank you.
That's correct. Any other questions?
I'm wondering how we get you in there and still protect ourselves in the long run. Has the planning and zoning offered anything like a sunset clause?
No, as we discussed.
Any,
I wasn't aware that there was a statute for it, quite frankly.
I'll give you a copy.
And that'd be great. And that's something that that's beyond me.
One of
you
the
know?
original conversations we had is, can we just get the zoning, how it's written, can you get that metal fabrication taken out of I2 and put in I1? So it means, and we figured this would actually have been
Well,
some of the.
It would have been easier.
That was the original suggestion, because I said, this is erroneous, this is not. Other municipalities don't specifically call out metal fabrication in I2, it's very strange. But the reason we went this route is because that was gonna take months, and the rezoning was supposed to be much faster, but we're months into this now, and we still aren't.
Yeah.
So my concern is, so the other thing is, we've got a big challenge now because we're actually slated to be getting this building up. The original plan was we were gonna be in this building in March, and we're in August now. And every one of these delays is just, I mean, it's not costing money, it's literally closing the window for us to be able to move. We have a window where we can do this, and if we don't, it's a year later.
You're still operating in Tucson.
We're still operating, yeah. So we're getting a crunch time where something has to, like, we gotta go. Quite frankly, if I wasn't so crazy, I would already say we've missed our window, but because I like challenges, we're still pushing it. So anyway, the original plan was just remove that from I2 and let's just move in as is, but that was gonna be a long bureaucratic process, and
So the actual, planning and zoning meeting for you guys is on the 11th?
7th,
7th, this Thursday.
Okay.
which is redundant, we've already done one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why are they making you do all of these?
Because the error found in the general development plan. So technically, and this is something that I want to clarify also, I'm neutral about this. I mean, I deal with cities all day long. I get paid to deal with cities. That's literally what those are our customers. The city found an error and they're trying to make it right. They're actually going through the process of making it right at my expense, okay? So,
You're the guinea pig.
but I'm not, but the reality is they're following they're doing what they're supposed to do. So like, everyone that's up in arms, like, if there's anyone that should be pissed off, it should be me. Because I'm the victim, if you will. But I can see the value in them going through the proper procedure to do this correctly. So, here we go. So just, like I said, I'm not defending the city, but being intimately involved and knowing how cities operate because they're my customers, there's some misplaced anger, and I think that just, you need to realize that city governments are, for the most part, the people you've elected, and if you have a problem with it, get involved.
Never doubt it.
Yeah. That means putting bodies on there. If you think that someone's doing something wrong, go get on that board. And you'll then see, because I sit on a board for the irrigation district, I see both sides of it. And lack of public involvement is my biggest frustration as a board member. Because people only want to voice their opinion when something's
When
gone
it's
wrong.
too late, yeah.
Well, it's like, well, where were you 6 months ago when we had these questions and we were trying to get involved and no one wanted to say anything? So, there again, I mean, I'm getting off topic
And this,
here. I'm
like, I don't
speaking-
think we think anything like this is what we're dealing with ADI. Like, this is
Right.
totally different. Like, our health is being threatened with that.
100%.
With you guys, I mean, it's just a zoning thing. That's crazy.
Just one more thing. I didn't have a pen, so I need to write their names down, and what is the name of the business?
Engineered concepts.
Engineer Concepts?
Yep.
Someone took a picture of the poster for this meeting that says our name on it.
Okay,
That's
in the
how
paper?
we're notifying
What
the
was
town now.
the one that was in the paper?
Well, I don't know.
No,
It was-
no.
There was a notice.
There's one right outside.
Okay, I'll just take a picture,
And
does it
there's
have both
one
their
at
names?
City Hall.
No, personally, no.
What's your name again?
Neil, N-E-I-L,
Uh-huh,
Gintz, G-I-N-T-Z,
thank you.
and then this is April.
April, thank you.
When did they ask you to do this meeting? When were you notified?
I don't know, it's a couple weeks ago, I guess.
I was just wondering, because they just barely put the notice up a few days ago, that's why I was wondering.
The notice went out in the paper, there's
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, there's a procedure for the timing of how it all has to be posted.
I think that's the,
They publish it in the Herald,
yeah, which is
public notices section, you know, the local.
Yeah, I don't read
Yeah, they need to get away from the Herald.
It's been in the last 2 weeks of the Herald, on
So,
Wednesday.
our irrigation board has to do the same thing, and we publish in the Herald because there's no other newspaper.
Well, the Herald Dispatch is not the place to,
I agree, but that's state law.
yeah.
So we're following Arizona Public Meeting Law, so that's,
Well,
it's stupid, but
but you gotta have a subscription to see it. That's the problem.
and I won't pay for small,
I agree.
I just.
So there again, as frustrated citizens, what you need to do is get with the state of Arizona and tell them to change their Arizona
Yeah.
Public Meeting notices.
Yeah, 'cause right
Because it's
now
stupid, and it costs, our district, it costs us money to go publish a newspaper for no reason.
They make, you have to pay for all that?
Okay, I really wanna get something off my chest.
Sure.
Okay, I have only lived in Benson for, it'll be 2 years in October, okay, October 28th to be exact, okay? I moved here from Dalton, Georgia, which is Whitefield County, Georgia. It's also known as the carpet capital of the world, okay? That's where all the really huge carpet factories and manufacturers are. And you've got Shaw, Mohawk, Engineer Floors, Oriental Weavers, you know, the big boys, the real big boys, okay? They're having a problem, they're dealing with forever chemicals being into their water, into the sewage system and your wastewater. Right now, there's a very, very huge lawsuit going on. And it's so big that people have, their lawsuits for the city and everything, and these companies. They have even instructed the actual Aaron Brockovich for this. That's how serious it is, okay? And the last time I checked, which was probably about, I'd say a couple days ago, Mohawk Industries they have a lawsuit out against DuPont, okay? Because supposedly they didn't know about forever chemicals and blah, 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 all that BS. Personally, I've worked in some of these factories, okay? When I first went down there, one of my first jobs was working in a small flooring sample company. Yeah, well, like I said, this has to do with the big picture here. This has to do with the big picture. I know what kind of chemicals these companies use and what kind of risks take. Okay. I also know when I came to this town, I totally fell in love with this place. The landscape, the people, everything. Okay. I personally know some people, and I'm not mentioning any names, that work for the city. And they are directly affected by these chemicals and things like that, okay? It's dangerous for the city, okay? Not only that, but these smokestacks present a major hazard, okay? Those things, they catch
This
on-
is a,
We have
this
nothing
is a
to do with
different.
Those
aluminum
things,
dynamics.
they catch on fire.
But we have
they
nothing
wipe
to do
out
with
the
them.
entire town.
We have
Everything.
nothing to do with aluminum dynamics,
All
though. What
those
do,
situated, I
Shelby,
mean,
this
all
is
wiped
a
out.
different meeting.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I thought it was another, I'm sorry, I am so sorry, hey, you know, we truly do welcome new businesses, and, you know, you're a family business, and I do understand that, and I really respect that. So, you're actually a company that would actually do this town some good,
We'd like to think so.
I really do, I am so sorry, it's just my emotions and everything, you know.
Thursday, Shelby.
We as citizens need
Sick
to
of third.
differentiate the mom and pop
Oh, no,
shops
there's
from
1, 10, 50,
something
something.
that may
Yes.
be a totally different category. And we all are encouraging local industry by local people. So people need to understand that you're a 6-acre operation.
And we've done everything we can to try and convey that.
Have you
And
put it out
unfortunately-
there on Facebook or any kind of?
We're not on Facebook, I mean, we homeschool our kids, we're pretty opposed to public social
I get
media and that.
I understand that, but like, the best way to get the word out is through that.
There's been some people that have posted on our behalf, and
You can create it, to where it's not gonna interfere with what your kids are doing, or, I get where you're coming from, because my kids, they're grown and gone and on their own and all that, but it's important that we keep our kids protected from that kind of crap, right? But it is a great way to get the message out there that you are who you say you are, you're a small business, you're family run, you're local, just to put it out there, hey, this is who we are.
yeah, some people have posted on our behalf
Yeah.
saying that and explicitly.
Yeah, it's on the No Benson.
Yeah, Michelle East, we have her doing that for us.
Yeah.
So if you know Michelle,
I see it,
interact
she's
with her.
screaming,
Yeah.
no! They're family.
And quite frankly, I would much rather, I think there's a lot to be said for face-to-face, and I understand you can't reach everyone face-to-face,
100%.
but,
That's the way we were,
Post-
us older people were.
yeah,
brought up.
and, posting things on Facebook, no matter which way you say it, someone's gonna take it the wrong way and pick it apart, find something
Oh, yeah.
wrong with it. And I'd rather just get in a forum like this and explain to people what we are, who we are, what we do, and then you can form your own opinion and it's not what you perceived from a post. So, we're probably doing ourselves a disservice by not being active on there, but at the same time, if people care enough, they show up to the meeting.
Well, you pick and choose what you convey out there in social media. Unfortunately,
It's a
that's
curated
the way this
perspective.
world works now. I don't like it. I'd rather, like you, talk to somebody face to face. But unfortunately, we live in that
A
type
new
of,
world.
yeah, new world. Just pick and choose what you're gonna put on there,
Yeah, and we've considered it, but at the same time, yeah.
I think your friend is.
You're better
doing a
off
great
not.
job.
She is.
I'm
She's a
so
little
against
emotionally
Facebook
stable
too.
with all of it because she's on the outside.
Yeah.
Though, if it wouldn't have been for that outlet, because I'm not a Facebook person either, but if it would not have been for that, number one, I wouldn't have known about ADI, and number two, I wouldn't have known about you guys. So
That's true.
there is something to be said for that. I'm like you, I'm so frustrated right now because I'm trying to get a decent car insurance quote. They all want you to apply online. I just want to talk to somebody on the phone, a real person, not some AI.
Well, when that guy was at that ADI thing, I'm not against people that are from India, but I wanted to press one for English.
I can understand what you're doing.
Do you guys use a lot of water or how?
No. So I actually went back because first off, my impeccable timing. Of all the time to move to Benson, we wind up at the time when all this stuff with ADI happens. It's like the one time in the last 100 years that there's been this uproar, we're smack dab.
Yeah,
in the
no
middle.
kidding.
So
Yeah.
that's just my wonderful impeccable timing. So anyway, because of ADIs, obviously everyone's concerned about their water usage. I went back and looked at it. Unfortunately, I don't have the data, but I actually looked at the last 12 months of water consumption we had there in Tucson, and it's like a quarter of one house.
Okay.
We flush toilets and we wash hands.
Oh,
That's
okay.
all. It's,
So
there's
no
not part of the
chemicals
process.
going
water and
into the
steel don't
ground?
really go well together, so we don't really use water
That's
because it doesn't
You
work.
might want to cool it down.
No, that's really bad for steel.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, crap.
So
you
yeah,
basically, you're not a foundry.
we are not a foundry.
Okay.
No, we're, so just think welding and bending. So we take steel, we cut steel, we bend it into shapes, we weld it together. We ship it to Goodyear for coating, and it comes back here, we assemble it, and ship it.
So we all can have our drinking water.
You'll have your- I'm the president of an irrigation district, I'm concerned about water. Water is life.
Yes.
I know a lot more about water and water law than I ever thought I would, so believe me, water is important to me.
So are you going to the ADI meetings yourself personally?
I have not been to ADI meetings, no. Because of the optics of it right now, I'm trying to just.
But as a new business owner, moving your business, not new business owner, but you're moving your business here. If they ruin the water table, that's gonna affect your business.
There are optics though.
There are optics.
You're right. You're right.
I choose to disassociate myself from that situation because I think it's the right decision.
Yeah.
So I don't have an opinion. What's my opinion?
Probably do, but it's not gonna be shared here.
So
It's not relevant to what we're doing.
Right.
we understand that it's not against the business, it's against the zoning of the lot, we understand that, but we as humans, we're regenerative ag farmers, so like, what really makes me mad is seeing all the green lawns out there right now from spraying for all the weeds, like that kind of poison, so like, we are diabolically against, like.
Who has a lawn? I hope not.
Get rid of all the weeds, but, so, yeah, water consumption, and we're trying to create healthy soil, we don't use herbicides, pesticides, so like, we're all about trying to make a clean environment as possible.
Yeah, we don't have no beef against you guys, it's just screwed up city in the way they function.
And we feel like we gotta show up for everything now to
Well,
make
which
sure.
we all should
yeah,
be.
Which
yeah,
we should.
If we showed up to these meetings for the last 20 years, this wouldn't be happening.
yeah.
So it
We
is,
didn't know about it.
well,
When I went to the AGI thing, I got up there, cause
You didn't-
I'm the big mouth of the whole organization. And there's 250 people, I said, I wanna see a show of hands. Of course, it was just called AGI, I didn't care. But, I said, how many knew about this 4 months ago? I gave it the benefit of the doubt, there was maybe 10 people.
If that, out of 250.
Yeah, out of 250, and that's a cross section of Benson right there.
but there again, you know, a democracy is not, you don't just sit back and let it happen. You have to be an active participant.
But you can't learn it through osmosis if it's not put out there. That's what we're just talking about. They never publicize it in a means to where we could know about it.
Like they posted you all were coming in, but they never posted anything about AEI. So that's why everybody comes to your meetings.
So going forward,
Go to every
we
meeting.
have to attend the meetings.
That's where the paranoia
We
comes
can't go
in.
backwards,
Go to
I
the
mean, what they didn't, what they're
I
not
wish
doing,
that we
we
could
can't
get-
control, but we can show up to the meetings and
Right.
I wish we could people show up for irrigation meetings. It would be so much better.
where are they?
So, same thing with irrigation district.
If you need a big mouth there, I'll be there.
No, we want the public to chime in because we make decisions based on what we think is best for the community.
Yeah.
But
Well,
when no one
that's
else
why we
shows
trust
up.
Are the meetings
trust our
recorded?
public service.
Sorry.
Where do we go to look to see?
Well, so St. David's, as you know, archaic as it can get, and it's like still writing things on a piece of paper and sending it by.
So we need to all move out to St. David.
Is it published in the Herald?
That's right.
And so our meetings are not
Yes.
published in the Herald, they're the third Tuesday of every month.
Are they filmed?
St. Pedro and Pearl, that's where.
And what does this affect? Does this affect Benson?
It affects St. David Irrigation District, which is a small amount of people in St. David that take.
Farmers and
So
whatnot.
this has nothing to do with Benson?
That's nothing.
All right.
What we're trying to get is more people that actually are involved, actually taking irrigation water, involved with the district, to actually show up and have a say.
Yeah.
So, because like I said, we make decisions which we think is best, and then later are scrutinized for it. It's like, we did the best we could. I mean, we didn't, without someone's input, we don't know what to do, so.
I get that, it's just the way that they handle this, you know. I mean, I feel for you guys, cause you're coming in at a really rough
Wrong
time
time.
right now. And
Well,
I
that's
really
fine.
hope that you can get in here as soon as you want to be, without having to renew your lease back in Tucson. I agree with you 100%. I just am, myself personally, I trust these people to do the job that
Yes.
they were supposed to do. Maybe that's my naivety, but that's what I voted them in for, is to take care of me and my needs, and they have not done that. So it's annoying, it's really annoying, and I'm not saying anything against you two, because I'm sure, just based on what I've seen in the last 20 or 30 minutes, I trust you guys way more than I do the people that are up there,
Well, thank you. Any other questions?
Welcome to Crazy Benson.
Do you know if when they said it was commercial, but they were wrong about that and it was L1, how do they know?
So,
Yeah.
20 years ago, there was a change to the general development plan, a landowner at that time requested to change it to commercial. I actually think that there's, my personal opinion is I don't know that the general development plan as written is even correct. I don't know that this land ever changed to commercial. That's my personal opinion. I think that that was actually incorrect as well. That's, but
So
here we go.
originally, you believe it was L1?
I-1.
I1?
It's been I-1. There's no doubt, I've seen that it's been I-1.
Okay.
I don't know that it actually changed to commercial 20 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Care to speak on this?
Well, the gentleman you were talking about that asked for the rezoning was, commercial was on the north side of I-10, and somehow WLB, the planners, kind of did a broad swath, is what my opinion is, and impacted a lot of other properties, and I don't even know if that general plan was, or their drawing was fully approved, you know, but that's kind of what it ended up in, you know, getting
So-
into the record, so.
There again, to clarify, what the city's doing here is actually correct in trying to fix errors from 20 years ago, even though the error I don't even think happened.
Right, okay.
I don't think that this property has ever changed from light industrial. I think it's been light industrial throughout time. I don't know originally, I mean, I would speculate to zone that when zoning was put in place, is my speculation. But yeah, I actually don't even think it's commercial at the moment.
Okay.
But here we are anyway.
But they want you to go heavy.
But yes, hindsight, well, it's hindsight, doesn't matter. So here we go.
Yeah,
So we're trying to get
Okay.
this property rezoned out.
I was just curious if you knew.
Thank you.
Thank you for showing up.
Thank you. Yeah.
Spread the word.
We will.
It is on our Facebook page.
So thanks for coming.
Anytime your name comes up, whoever you got.
If you hadn't signed into, there's signage